This lesson is about HTML forms. It's a relatively easy task to set up a form processing in an HTML web page, and this lesson shows you how to do that with a servlet, and then receives information input from that page into another servlet for processing. Once you've got it inside a Java program that way, you can do just about anything you like with it. First, the form that accepts the data. This is a simple form that accepts a name, address, and telephone number. Probably the most interesting thing about this form is that its action address is another servlet, the one that's to receive the data. Here, let me show you the HTML. This is the page that's produced by the servlet. You can see that it's only necessary to refer to the servlet's package and the servlet's name. In this case, it would have been sufficient to refer to just the servlet name because the two are in the same package. However, this shows you that one servlet can address another servlet directly. This method attribute specifies that the message be sent as a post command. You could use the get or put option, and you have to know on the receiving end which method is being used. I'll show you that here in a minute. The rest of this code sets up fields and labels for the form. This window has a text entry field for name, address, and telephone number. Here, let me show you what happens. Entering the data and selecting the Enter button will send a post message to the other servlet. First, let me show you how the other servlet works. Now, this is the doGet method of the servlet. It responds to a GET request and simply displays text explaining that the servlet is only valid if it has the appropriate set of arguments. You could just jump to an error page here if you preferred, or leave this method out altogether and get the built-in error response. I'll show you how that works in just a minute. Here is the doPost method. This is the one that is called on the arrival of a post message addressing this servlet. It's called in the same way and does the same things that the doGet method normally does. Here, in the middle of constructing the page, a call is made to the getParameterNames method of the request object. This returns an enumerated list of all the parameters that were included as part of the command. This loop will execute as long as there is one more element in the enumeration object. The loop pulls them out one at a time, so this loop executes once for each member of the list. The call to next element pulls one member from the list. These are all parameter names with a string format, so they can be cast directly to a string. We have the name of the parameter that is passed in, so the name can be displayed. The next thing to do is to get the value of the parameter. It isn't done in this example, but in some cases it's possible for a number of different values to be set into a single parameter. The method getParameterValues returns an array of strings containing all the values for the parameter. In this case, there is only one value per parameter, but the code is written as if there were several values. This loops through them all and displays them all. Now, here's what the page looks like. Here's where they're all displayed. It may surprise you that there are 4 of them. The Enter button value is also passed in as one of the parameters. This can be handy if you've got things like cancel buttons on the same screen. That way you know what's been clicked on. Here's the HTML. Nothing fancy here. It just displays the line of text as you would expect it to. It was a post command that caused this servlet to display the parameter values. The normal command, the get command, will cause the error window to appear. I can cause a get command to be issued by selecting the URL and hitting enter. This causes a get to be issued without parameters. And there you see what serves as an error page for this servlet, although you could have chosen to do anything you wish.